Hi everyone, it's me, Sigal. Now it's time to get ready for Yom Kippur. Yom Kippur in English is called the Day of Atonement. That means it's a time to say sorry for anything we might have done wrong. Let's read a story with our good friend. Who do you think it's going to be? Is it Sammy Spider? Let's read all about Sammy Spider's first Yom Kippur. Sammy Spider was relaxing in his web on the Shapiro's living room ceiling. Suddenly, Josh burst through the front door blowing a horn he had made at school. Sammy jumped at the loud noise. "Mother!" shouted Sammy. "What is Josh blowing?" "That's a shofar, Sammy." Can everyone say shofar? The rabbi blows a shofar at Rosh Hashanah services to welcome the new year. The shofar is also sounded at the end of Yom Kippur. "What's Yom Kippur?" asked Sammy. Yom Kippur is a holy day when people tell each other they are sorry for saying or doing something hurtful. On Yom Kippur, Josh's family will spend the day in synagogue praying. Mr. and Mrs. Shapiro won't eat until services are over at the end of the day. "Will we go to synagogue too?" asked Sammy. "Silly little Sammy. Spiders don't go to synagogue. Spiders spin webs," answered Mrs. Spider. Josh placed his little shofar under the honey dish next to the family's large, curvy shofar. "Can I have a shofar to blow?" pleaded Sammy. Mrs. Spider laughed. "Silly little Sammy. Spiders don't blow shofars. Spiders spin webs." Does everyone see the shofars? There's one Josh is blowing, and there's a nice big shofar. Sammy lowered himself on a strand of webbing to get a closer look at the shofar. When Mrs. Shapiro asked Josh, "How was school today?" "I have homework," Josh said. "My teacher wants us to make a list of all the people we should apologize to before Yom Kippur. Will you help me write the list?" "We'll do it after dinner," Mrs. Shapiro suggested. "While I set the table, why don't you put your toys away? Your balls belong outside." Josh picked up his ball. He bounced it on the floor, and Sammy scrambled up his web as the ball came towards him. Josh dribbled the ball a few times and bounced it even harder. Sammy's web began to shake. He felt like he was on a trampoline. Mr. and Mrs. Shapiro rushed in to see what the noise was. As Josh's ball took a final bounce, it hit a shelf, knocking the honey dish to the floor. Sammy's web snapped loose. "Oh no!" "What happened?" his parents asked. Josh looked frightened. "I was playing ball and it hit the shelf. It was an accident. I didn't mean to do it," he said. As he spoke, he noticed two little spiders scurrying away. Mr. Shapiro looked at Josh sternly. "Don't you remember the rules? The ball is an outside toy." Josh nodded tearfully. "Then please take it outside and get a broom," his dad said. Sammy and Mrs. Spider climbed back up to the ceiling and began spinning themselves a new web. Josh swept the glass from the floor and gently replaced the shofars on the shelf. Mrs. Shapiro looked at Josh. "Now please pick up your toys so we can have dinner. Then we can work on the list of people you want to apologize to before Yom Kippur." As Josh hurried to put his toys away, he looked up at the ceiling. The two spiders were busy spinning a web. See them? After dinner, Josh sat on the couch with his parents. Mrs. Shapiro was holding a notepad and a pen. "Who is first on your list?" she asked. Josh looked at his parents. "Both of you," he whispered sadly. "I'm sorry I didn't put away my toys when you asked me. I'm sorry I played ball in the house when I knew I shouldn't. And I'm sorry I broke the honey dish and knocked the shofars off the shelf." Josh's parents gave him a hug. "We accept your apology," they said. "There's one more thing I want to add to the list," said Josh, looking up. I'm sorry I broke your web, little spiders. Sammy looked at his mother and smiled. I think we should accept his apology, he said. The end. And now let's all say Shana Tova to Sammy the spider. Shana Tova, everybody. And for Yom Kippur, we can also say Gemar Chatima Tova. Can everyone say that? Gemar Chatima Tova. And that means that we hope everybody has a great year filled with happiness and success and great things for you and your family. See you all soon.